Hey guys, welcome to Indie Game Hustle. In this video for UModeler X, we're going to take a look at the Bend modifier. All right, so once you have an object selected, here I've created a cube and kind of elongated it upward. All right, so the first thing I want to do is select my object, whatever the shape may be. So say for instance, I wanted this particular shape for something I need to model. And what you want to do is go over to your area here on the right side where you see your source mesh. Below that, what you're going to see is collapse the modifier, add modifier, and remove modifier. So what you want to do is click on add modifier. Here you're going to have a list of different modifiers, but in this video we're just going to take a quick look at the Bend modifier. So I'll go ahead and click it. What happens next is going to add another stack or another modifiable type here. So you can switch between these particular types, and what's great is that it doesn't actually commit or destroy your mesh. If you ever want to remove any changes from here, you could either remove it by turning it off, or you can just simply remove that modifier. So I'm going to go ahead and re-add that. And let's take a look at a few things that this modifier can do. So this modifier bends a mesh. Bending a mesh is going to depend on if your mesh has enough, say, lines, or if your mesh has been subdivided. For instance, if I was to change the angle on this, and I'm going to just say on the Y angle. So this is going to bend on the Y. And so that's going to be my green arrow here going up. And so I'm going to change the angle. You can see that it's bending on the Y, and we can even change the direction. You could do that, of course, on any axis, but for now, we're just going to play with the Y. And I'm going to put that angle really low. So there you go. And actually, let me switch the direction back to 0 so we can see it. So now we're just kind of going left and right. So now we're bending this mesh. So the reason that it looks like this is because there's not enough edges here to kind of make that feel smoother. So the beauty of using a stack here is what I could do is go back into my source mesh by clicking on it. And if I go where it says my face, I'm gonna go on the face edit tool. And I'm gonna go to, we can do a couple different things. We could either subdivide or we can do a loop cut. So let's just do a loop cut, and I'm going to set my offset back to 0. And as I click here, you notice that now we're getting some bend here because we're adding more. There we go. So now if I go back into my bend and I change my angle, now we're a bit more smooth. Nice. Awesome. And again, if we go back into our mesh tool, we can continue to manipulate this object as needed. Say I thought that that was too thick and I wanted to make something else. So once you actually start manipulating this to what you need, the next step in this would be to commit to this particular mesh. So you can leave it like this in your scene. You could come back to it later, but once you're actually ready to commit to this mesh, the next or last thing you would want to do is to collapse it. And so this would be the icon here where it says collapse modifier. Now keep in mind, once you collapse the modifier, you won't be able to add or remove or make any additional changes to it. It's kind of like you're just committing to this particular shape that you wanted. And that looks like this. So you just click it, hit collapse. And now once you've done that, you can continue editing your mesh as needed. Now, of course, because this is just a mesh, what you can do now is add another Bend modifier to it if you needed to, and you can still do more things to it. I'm not saying you would do that in this case, but it's an option. All right. Well, other than that, that's pretty much it for the Bend modifier. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll see you guys in the next video.